Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guest and valued audience member, it is our great pleasure to introduce with our distinguished guest today with us, that is Miss Seema Zaidi. She is an entrepreneur and the director and founder of a Fast Track Solutions, a prominent healthcare recruitment consultancy based in Dubai and United Arab. So, Seema Zaidi is a trailblazer in the field of healthcare recruitment with a wealth of experience and expertise that extends globally as the leader of a fast track solution. And she has played a pivotal role in connecting the top tier healthcare professionals with the opportunity in the UAE as well as Saudi Arabia. So Seema is not just only a seasoned entrepreneur, but she is also the passionate advocate for a woman in business. And she is also the proud member in the Dubai Business Women Council, that is a DBWC, and she actively contributes to the empowerment and advancement of the women within the healthcare and entrepreneurship sector. So this is all about Seema, what I know. And Seema, thank you so much for joining us today at the adfartech Venture podcast with myself as a Sonal Shah, and we are heartily welcoming you on the show. So thank you so much for coming and joining this podcast, Seema.
Thank you so much, Sonal, for the lovely introduction. And thank you so much for inviting me here on this podcast. I'm privileged and honored to be here. Thanks.
So much, Seema. So, Seema, before we go ahead and before I proceed with the actual question and answer session, I would like to know something more about your journey and how you had reached to this, being a founder and being an entrepreneur. So, can you please share your journey in your words?
Yes, Sonal, thank you so much for giving me this privilege to share my experience from this branch. So, Sonal, actually, Fast Track Solutions, we started, not we actually, I started in 2013. Before Fast Track Solutions, I used to work in a bank. So, I was a banker. And as you know, like being a lady, being a mother, if you are a mother, you understand that, when you embrace motherhood, your responsibility increases. So once my daughter was born, when she was born in 2008, and I left my job, and I thought that this would be difficult for me to go back to 9 to 5 job. And that is how me and my husband, we planned to have something of my own. My husband is also an entrepreneur. He owns a pharmaceutical company, and that is how the idea came up, as that, there is a gap in the market, that there has to be a recruitment consultancy wherein we the recruitment of nurses and doctors. So that is how we thought that, I wanted to work with the flexibility, but it was not that I was thinking that it's going to be for a long term and then I will continue with very long time. So with just with the company and with the consistent small efforts every day, I think we could see the compounded effect. Okay, that is how it happened. So initial days were like, we had just contract with one hospital and we did some recruitment of nurses. Not we, I would say only I, because I used to work from home. And that time, when I'm talking about 2013, work from home was not popular. People didn't know working from home. But my idea of working from home was to take care of my daughter because she was home and then she was just going to nursery, and I wanted to devote some time to her. So being a mother, I wanted to make a balance between the personal and the professional life. And I, at the same time, I mean, actually, I wanted to do something of my own. It and now, but was not thinking, the vision was not as such initially that it will go for a very long period of time, how it will be. So as I mentioned that the consistency was there, consistent small efforts were there on a regular basis. And then after doing nurses project, we realized that, thought that there's a gap of some doctors requirement also is there in the market. And that is how um, I collaborated with some hospitals, and we got some good contracts of the hospitals in Dubai. And then gradually I built a team. So I have a team now. So then my team and me, myself, we were working for the UAE region. When I say UAE, initially we started with Aleen. There's a city here in the UAE. We started with Aleen. Then after that, some hospitals, we got a contract in Dubai. And then we have a contract with Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Fujairah, entire UAE. And then after that, since last 2 years, we expanded in Saudi Arabia also. So we are now working with the UAE and Saudi Arabia market. We have contracts with the Saudi hospitals now. We are doing recruitment drive for them. So now our core competency is doctors recruitment. So yeah. So that is how like we do doctors recruitment now. We are not doing nurses now. We started with nursing recruitment, but then we created our niche in the market to be a healthcare consultancy, which is providing a niche kind of doctors, like difficult course doctors or a subspecialty or the super specialty of the doctors. Yes. So that is it.
So inspiring. Like being a mother, also, I can, relate to your experience very much. Like after, having a kids, your whole life changes from personal as well as a professional perspective. So, anyways, we have to manage both the things, and if we are keen, we can manage too. So that's a wonderful and very inspiring journey you have traveled, and with this, ventures establishment, that is also so inspiring. So
Thank you so much, Kona. Thanks.
so much, Seema. So before I go ahead and start the actual conversations, if you permit me for a 2 or 3 minutes, I would also like to give brief introductions about myself and my organization.
Sure, sure, Sonal. Yes.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, also myself Sonal Shah, and I'm the host of this show. And this show is specially brought to all of us by adfartech Venture. So if I say about adfartech Venture, we are a IT and the tech platform, and majority which we focus on is IT solutions, IT resources, then recruitments, drives, and this kind of a tech audio podcast. Right now, as a podcast is also a very widely growing medium to share the
Yes.
knowledge and to build the brand. So we are also into this audio podcast, and we have vendor alliances with the 50 plus tech partners, which majorly focus includes all SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, Beta, OutSystems, APN, Salesforce, Cloudera, Informatica, and many others also.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
These key solutions regarding this ERB, CRM, this application development, data, AI/ML, blockchain, cloud, managed services, UX, UI, then this cybersecurity that is also nowadays in a boom. So these all are the services which we provide. And ahead of all these services, like you said that you are into recruitment and resources needs, we are also providing resources, but that resources are, particularly for the tech industries. That is all related to tech-related services. And the major skills which we have is we have a 20,000 plus global, resources available, which is available in all the skills. So we can provide all the solutions within the 24 hours, whether it's on-site or offshore. So that is the biggest capabilities we have in the market. So that is all about the adfartech Venture podcast. And with this podcast, we try to reach to the different industry, different, people to know the requirements, to know how the market is going on, and to know what are the future requirements. So better way we can equip with, their requirements, and we can serve them the better way. So this is the all aim behind this adfartech Venture podcast, and we really heartily welcomes you all the people, those who are sharing their journey and making the world better with their knowledge and sharing. So this is all about adfartech Venture podcast, and thank you for giving me the time to introduce about myself and
Thank you so much, Sonal, for this information. Thank you so much because I was not aware much about, you know, pride of company it is. So thanks for giving this information.
so much, Seema. So, Seema, now like we both know each other, so batteries we can directly jump into the actual conversations. Today we are going to do and something about the healthcare recruitment and something about the special recruitment that you are handling.
Prabal.
And would be Seema, like as you would say that this journey is started in 2008 somewhere around, right? By your
No, it just started in 2013. My daughter was born in 2008.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So after this year 2013 we started. We are completing 11 years next month.
Yeah, decades of experience.
Yes.
So, Seema, like when you had started this journey, hope might be you are aware of or not, but what kind of a challenges and with the challenges, what are the best learnings that you have learned till today with this
Mm.
inspiring journey you have shared? Any specific case which you would like to discuss, or any stories that gives you a lot of learning that in future that is going to not repeat again that mistakes, or you are going to reciprocate the same learnings in other journeys also.
Incident I would not be able to recollect, but yes, this is a very interesting question for me. Um, as I mentioned that I used to be a banker. I started my career as a banker. I used to work here in Dubai in a bank. So for me, starting a healthcare recruitment consultancy without any experience was definitely a difficult task. It was not that easy to start something which you have not worked before under somebody, because there has to be a mentor, there has to be some team leader under whom you have worked with. But here you're working from home, you do not have colleagues, right? And then you have to learn from your mistakes. So each day was a challenge. Each day was definitely a challenge. While working on job only, I have learned the licensing process. There are various licenses involved when any doctor or allied health or nurse, a healthcare, I would say, a healthcare worker who is coming from outside and planning to work in the Middle East, they have to undergo a medical license. So, how many kind of licenses are there in UAE? I was not aware about that when I started with this. So I had to learn by myself the kind of licenses, which license is for which emirate, how does the license work, and hospitals requirements. So all these things I had to learn by myself, and with the mistakes I used to make on a regular basis to correct my mistakes. And I feel that when you learn from your experience, that learning is that you are like, very much uh, expert in that. If you learn from a mistake and then you correct it, right? So you are make the expertise in it. So that is what I have learned from my mistakes. And then, yeah. So definitely it was challenging. It was quite challenging initially. I cannot quote any particular incident. I don't remember, because, as I mentioned, each day was a challenge, and learning every day the licensing, and the hospital would need this kind of doctor or that kind of specialty, or a particular skills in any doctor. So learning about it, that what kind of skill is that. For example, when I start, I did not know what is a fetal medicine specialist, because we usually hear about pediatrics or orthopedic, yeah, gynae, these are something, keep on listening, and exactly, we know what is a pediatrician and what is a orthopedic doctor, what is OB-GYN, but I did not know what is fetal medicine. So when we got this requirement from a hospital, and then I had to ask him that what exactly it is. Before doing any Google search, I had to ask him, and then he explained to me that, we a doctor who will treat the fetus before the baby is even born. So I was like, oh, I didn't know. So, for initial days of my career, these were the challenges I used to face. This is something, a very a small example I'm saying, but with regard to the license, I used to have so many challenges every day.
Yeah, that's a great share you have, like, and the main thing is like learning from the self mistake, and, try to, lessen the mistakes, as well as, try to incorporate that learning into your daily practice. That is a actually commendable job. And that's, really drives you to do more and to learn more. So that's the biggest, benefits of managing the things by yourself. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So, like Seema, right now you had just mentioned about this licensing process. So, can you elaborate something more in detail? So, I and as well as my audience will also be, majority of in Saudi, so they can be also aware of what are the licensing process required and what are the basic needs to be, or to practice in the UAE or the nearby countries.
Yeah, sure. Actually, in the Middle East, whenever there is any healthcare worker who, as I mentioned before, if whether any doctor or nurse, allied health worker, whoever is planning to move to the Middle East, whether it is any country, they have to undergo a process of a medical licensing. So, there are different licenses for in the UAE, there are three kind of licenses. We have DHA, which is Dubai Health Authority, then we have DOH, Department of Health, and then we have MOH, Bureau of Health. So there are three kind of licenses here because we work with UAE and Saudi Arabia. So I will give you the elaboration of these two countries only. And then for Saudi Arabia, we have Saudi Commission license. So all these licenses, these candidates, they have to basically, it's kind of a verification of documents. So there's a company called Dataflow, and Dataflow is doing the verification of documents of the candidates who are applying for the license. So everything is done online through their portal. There is a portal for DHA, there's a portal for DOH, for MOH, and for Saudi Commission. So all the documents, our team, they are very well versed in doing the licensing processes for all these for UAE and Saudi Arabia and for the data flow. So we have to upload all the documents. And this company called Dataflow will be verifying all the documents and they will prepare a report, which is called a Dataflow report. Once the report is out, then we book the examination. If the doctor is exempted from exam, then he will directly get a license. But in some cases, there are various qualifications involved. So I don't want to go into, so much of depth is not required because audience is not from the healthcare background. So I want to go so deep in that. Yeah. So when they're exempted from exam, the license will be done. We otherwise, if they have to give an examination, our team will book the examination date for them, and they will appear at the examination online. It will be an online examination from wherever they are. If, for example, they are in India, they can take up the exam. In some cases, they have to write the exam. So there are various centers. And they will go to the center and they will write the examination, or if it is oral. So everything is done on their portal. I mean to say that the team is uploading the documents, booking the examination date, and everything. So it's all related to technology, whether it is whichever country in the Middle East.
That's great to know. Actually, I also don't know about these processes. But what about like Seema? If like supposedly if I'm a doctor, right, and I'm based in India, and I'm going to apply for some of the Middle East, hospitals or other healthcare centers. So, when I am giving you all my certificates and actual original papers. So, what about the privacy or data security in your hands? So, have you any time conquered related to these kind of questions that how should I trust you?
No, actually, we never had anything as such. But yes, you are right here. If we have to implement something like that, we can take the doctor into confidence that we are using this kind of data security. Maybe in future, we might use that. Because in that case, if we inform the doctor that we have so and so cyber security system and your data will be secured, and it will not be revealed anywhere else. It will not be leaked anywhere else. So this will definitely be an added advantage to our system or our work.
Because nowadays we are listening so many, fraud cases in terms of, change of a papers or a change of names in some of the papers, and that is also so important. So I'm just these questions, Immer-
Well, it's that's definitely that's a good idea. We will definitely think about it, and this will be helpful for sure.
yeah, thank you so much for, copying for these robot measures that you are planning to.
No, thanks for giving this idea because yeah, in future, definitely we will implement this.
Thank you so much. So, Seema, what are the problems that you had faced while, the pandemic happens? Because many of the things are, going offline and, working remotely. So, in that context, have you faced any, problems in terms of recruitment strategies or, remote hiring? So, what's your, experience for that timings?
Sonal, I would say that as I mentioned to you initially, that when I started working from home, it was not that common that people used to work from home, and I used to work from home. So my concept was very clear that recruitment is something wherein you can work from home. So we already had some team members who are working from, not from the office, but from outside, as in from across the globe. Like we have a lot of freelancers working with us from across the globe. Like we have some of the freelancers already working in India. We have some freelancers working in the UK. Okay, so we already had that kind of system in place before pandemic also. So for us, it was nothing new that, people are working from home, team members are working from home.
That is,
Bec-
I am okay with you. I think the question is misunderstood by you. I'm asking for the recruitment rounds for the doctors. Like at that time, you might be, facing the needs is the most highest. Like, because of the pandemic, there is a highest need of doctors and healthcare workers and nurses and everyone. But you are not getting the right flow or, the concerns related to the people are not ready to travel to other countries or that kind of a problems.
Yes, 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 yes. We were facing this problem a lot. Actually, during the pandemic, there was a huge demand of nurses. As I mentioned before, though our core competency is doctors recruitment and the niche requirement of the doctors, but during the pandemic, obviously, the elective surgeries were kept on hold, and there was a requirement mostly was for either emergency medicine doctors or nurses. We were facing big problem here, getting nurses outside. So either nurses in the UAE, either nurses come from Philippines or most of the nurses come from India or Philippines. So in the Philippines, they had made some kind of system wherein only these many number of nurses can go out of Philippines, because they also had requirement of nurses to be there. Also from India, it was difficult to deploy the nurses. So we were facing big problem getting the nurses from Philippines or India. Yes, during the pandemic, it was not that easy. It was for everyone. It was a difficult time. So we also had very difficult, tough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing this. And looking ahead into these, if I would want to ask you, that you are, managing and, recruiting the specific niches type of people. So, as a team members, what are the things that you are using as a tools or as a the softwares or as a solutions to collaborate with each other or to have a meet with each other? So there is just a glimpse of the technologies that you are using and that you want to use for the betterment of communications to each other. I'm not saying that high-fi words of the technologies, that what are the AI tools used in the HR or what are the technologies.
Yeah. Yeah, to communicate it. Yeah, we are like our team members. Some people are working from outside, so we are in constant touch with them. We do the regular meetings through virtual meetings through Zoom, or we use sometimes Google Meet. We do it through them, and also WhatsApp is always there. we are we are always there on WhatsApp. We are Exactly. So we have various groups with, various team members. So WhatsApp is always handy. We are working on WhatsApp. Other than emails, everybody is sending CVs also WhatsApp. There are groups on WhatsApp. And then there's WebEx or Google Meet or Zoom. So we are, team is working on that. And with regard to software, if you ask me like how the team is working, we are also using the CRM. We have a CRM, our own CRM for saving the data for saving the CVs. So we have a very good database of doctors and allied health. So we use a CRM, which is accessible to all the team members, and they're working on the CRM. So which is very handy and very convenient to use. They are various filters into it, and they use filters. For example, if they have to find any specific specialty, so the CRM is made as such that with those filters they can find out the exact CV what the client is looking for.
That's a great. That's a great. So as such, the things are majority of the time mentions and cleared down by these kind of basics tools. So as such, I do not also find the needs of having such hi-fi things and by
No.
the important thing is easy use of technologies that any people can use it. So it's a better to
Yeah.
connect with it.
Yeah, that's true. And also these days, if you ask me, like, the CRMs are made as such that these are kind of customized solutions for you. It is not that, one size fits all, because it's as I mentioned that exact as we are a healthcare recruitment consultancy, we are not doing the bulk recruitment. So we were looking for something, a customized solution for us, that we need the specialty of doctors to be saved like this, and we need to do the filtration like this. So it is customized as per our requirements, so which is a very good thing and convenient for each team member to use the CRM.
Yes, yes, and that's a great use of technology.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's right.
Seema, like as you also mentioned, and I had also seen through one of your posts that you are a member and leading the group such as a Dubai Businesswoman Council. So,
Yeah.
like, what is these and how you are collaborating with these, and what is your role into these, collaborations? Being a member.
The why Business Women Council is actually nothing related to healthcare. It is just for the women entrepreneurs. It, yeah, it's for women entrepreneurs. Only yes, only the women who are entrepreneurs are meeting up and giving sharing ideas with each other. So sometimes they have like, for example, now there was a World Cancer Day. So this they have invited some oncologists, some doctors will be there. So if I'm planning to go and meet up with the doctors, the oncologists from my industry, and meeting up and listening to their yeah listening to their lectures and understanding what exactly is happening in the market. So this way it is helpful. Otherwise it is like nothing to do with a healthcare business. It is just a platform wherein we can meet up with other women entrepreneur of Dubai.
That's a good. It actually gives you, sometimes a better move also as well as push also by knowing, someone is getting these achievements, someone is recognizing for this.
Yes, exactly.
Of kind of inspirations by knowing each other's good value.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Meeting up with some like-minded people over there and sharing some ideas to understand what is happening in other sector, what other ladies are doing. Yeah, exactly. So it's something like that.
That you are keeping all these things like the family first, then the profession, and then creating the pace for others also to lead the role. That's a wonderful journey you are.
Thank you so much, Sonal. Thanks.
So, Seema, the last question is being an entrepreneur, like what is your future goals to, manage these services? And now you had expanded the, journey very much and diversified also very much.
Hmm.
So, what's your future plan?
Future plan with regard to growing the business is just planning to expand in other countries, also in the Middle East itself, because We are, as I mentioned, that we are very well versed with doing the licensing process of for 2 countries. We can do for others also, and also with regard to recruitment. So we are planning to have more hospitals in our kitty, and planning to expand more in Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia, they are coming up. They have Vision 2030. So a lot of development is happening in Saudi Arabia. A lot of new hospitals are coming. So there will be a lot of requirements in Saudi Arabia. So we are planning to have more focus towards Saudi Arabia, and also in the Middle East, in other countries like Bahrain, Qatar. So we work with couple of clients in these countries, Qatar and Bahrain, but not much how we work for UAE in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, that is the plan. And then also in future, giving back to the society, that is also there in my mind. So whatever we are doing, and it's been a long time, so it's time to give back to the society.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful, and all the best for the all future plans, and keeping your vision alive with your excitement. That is the more important thing. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate the way you are leading the path, and diversifying your services in the coming years. So that's a wonderful. So this is the end of our today's sessions. So before we conclude today's session with so much of gratitude with you, but I would also like to say a heartful and grateful thanks a lot to Seema Zaidi for being with us and sharing her journey and sharing her experiences in the healthcare recruitment with us. So that's Seema, we are so grateful to have you today, and on behalf of our whole organizations, and especially this Edfart podcast team, I'm extending sincere thanks for your time, expertise, and invaluable insights. Thank you so.
Thank you so much, Sonal. Thank you so much for giving this platform to me. I really appreciate, and I'm privileged. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for inviting me here. I'm really thankful to you and your team and your organization. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you so much, Seema, for joining us today. And your expertise is really going to benefit to the audience. And we would be honored to stay connected and continue learning from your experience. So if you are open to it, we would love to explore the opportunities for future collaborations and discussions. And thanks so much. Yes, thank you so much for being with us. So, audience, this is the end of our today's podcast on adfartech venture with Miss Seema Zaidi. And we are so much privileged to have her as a guest of today's episodes. And if you want to know more about the Seema and her agency that she is working, and she is, managing the team. So please do connect and follow her with with her work at Seema Zaidi, and just read about what she is doing and how she is doing, and collaborate with her. And if you want to know more about the other tech leaders and what the other people are doing in this tech industry, just go to adfartech venture podcast page and follow us to know more about us. So this is your host signing off today, and saying a goodbye to everyone.
Thank you so much, Sonal. Thanks a lot.